I've got a secret to share. You can absolutely burn this dessert and it's still going to taste incredible. As a matter of fact, you kinda have to burn this dessert for it to taste incredible. After all, it is called the Basque burnt cheesecake. The name speaks for itself. In many ways, this is the home cook's perfect dessert. It's forgiving, it's only a few ingredients, and it's nice and easy to put together. You don't need any special equipment. But what you do get is an incredible range of flavors. You get nutty and biscuity, and on the inside, it stays nice and mellow. I mean, it is a buttload of cream cheese after all, but even the more reason to make it, right? And since I don't think this needs a harder sell, we should just get going. To the kitchen.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to the kitchen. Basic cheesecake procedure requires that we grease and line a cake pan with parchment paper, also known as baking paper, bakery paper, or the way I like to call it, my worst enemy. Let's start by cutting out two rectangular pieces of parchment paper. Like I was saying, let's start by cutting out two pieces of parchment paper from Satan's favorite bedtime story scroll. We are next going to butter up an 8-inch or 20cm springform cake pan. This is going to act as glue for the parchment paper and help keep it in place. We're then going to start by lining our cake pan with a single sheet of parchment paper, pressing against our freshly buttered sides and bottom and allowing a good few centimeters of paper to stick out. Give those a quick trim and going crosswise, follow through with a second sheet of parchment paper in the same fashion and you should have yourself a fully greased and lined cake pan. Who's a good boy? Now with that out of the way, we can move over to the ingredients section of our bake. Let's start by creaming together 600 grams of room temp cream cheese and 125 grams of granulated sugar. I find that a spatula does an easy job, but electric appliances can also come in handy. Either way, we're looking for a smooth mixture free of any sugar crystals. Once the cream cheese has mopped up all of the sugar, we're going to add 4 eggs one at a time, mixing well between every addition. As they say, better late than never. This would be a great point to switch to a whisk and complete the egg additions. Once all 4 of the eggs are in, we're adding 300 grams of heavy cream along with the scraped out seeds of 1 vanilla pod or a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix those to a smooth consistency and we're moving in with a heaping tablespoon of all-purpose flour that we're carefully going to sift over our tabletop. Hit the mixture with a teaspoon of salt and we're giving everything one final whisking. Time to move our batter to the cake pan we lined earlier and give the surface a quick evening with our trusty spatula. We're then moving said cake pan onto a baking sheet for easier handling and potential damage control and dropping it from a small height to get rid of any air pockets that may be resting in our batter. Finally, time to bake this sucker, and bake we shall at around 400 Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius for about an hour until the top has caramelized beautifully to a burnt like deep brown color. The center should still give off a good jiggle when shook, the telltale sign of a moist inside. We're gonna let our cheesecake come down to room temp before opening and removing its form and letting it rest for at least 1 extra hour before removing the parchment paper and revealing the whole of its gnarly awesomeness. Move to a plate of your choice and it's time to dig in. Dude, what the? There's people watching. Oh fine. For the sake of social construct, we're cutting out a piece and serving it in a nice little plate like normal people normally do. And there you have it, ladies and gents. What I would describe as a fun and easy to make cheesecake. The deeply caramelized top is slightly nutty and biscuity while the inside is rich and mellow. And since it's not very often that food tastes this good when burned, I do truly encourage you to make your own. Until next time.